A NASCAR driver is only inches away from danger every second when going over 180 miles per hour. But no one thought Kyle Busch's story would end this way. When Dale Earnhardt Jr. finally talked about how Busch died, his words were so important that they made fans worried right away. What he talked about wasn't just sad, it was very scary. Because there was something in those last few seconds that many people in the race world didn't see until it was too late. The message that made the web go crazy. A few hours after NASCAR said Kyle Busch had died, Dale Earnhardt Jr. sent out a message on X that stopped everyone in the racing world in their tracks. He didn't just post "Rest in peace." He didn't put up a Bible verse. He told a story that no one outside of their close friends and family had ever heard before. That story changed how every single fan saw the last part of Kyle Busch's life. Dale wrote that for many years, he and Kyle had what he called a really difficult life. And if you followed NASCAR at all between 2005 and 2017, you already know that's not saying much. For almost 10 years, these two trash each other on the track, off the track, in interviews, and in the news. The door slam in Richmond in 2007 could be its own movie. Also, Rick Hendrick fired Kyle from Hendrick Motorsports at the end of the 2007 season so that Dale Jr. could join the team. This added a new level of personal tension between the two drivers that lingered in the garage for years after the event. But this part hit everyone right in the chest. Kyle was the one who first tried to make things better, Dale said. Not Dale. When Kyle walked into Dale's RV one day, they started talking about how they ran their own race teams. That was what opened the door. Two men who had been making each other unhappy for years decided to try something new at that moment. Dale wrote that they even watched TV together to laugh about the bad things they did to each other. After that, he said something that made the internet quiet down. He told her that they had just recently talked about Kyle driving one of Dale's late model cars at North Wilkesboro this summer. They were going to get together the following Thursday at the Junior Motorsports shop to get Kyle's seat in. Kyle was happy about it. Dale said Kyle laughed at the thought of his fans and JRM fans having to cheer for the same driver in the same race. That meeting was meant to take place on May 29th. Kyle passed away on May 20th. With just 8 days to go, they could have had one of the best feel-good stories in NASCAR history. Now you have to face the fact that one of the best racing rivalries of our time did not end with a dramatic finish line moment or championship fight. At the end, there was a text line about seat fittings and an appointment for Thursday that will never happen. They were really close to something great. But Dale's honor wasn't the only thing that week that made NASCAR fans jump for joy. There are still parts of the 11 days before Kyle's death that don't make sense. It all began with a radio call that no one thought twice about at the time. The radio call that no one paid attention to. Kyle Busch raced in the Cup Series event at Watkins Glen in upstate New York on May 10th. For the first time all season, his car was actually fast. It was a number 8 Chevrolet for Richard Childress Racing. He was close to the top 10. He was moving. Fans knew Kyle Busch from his time with Joe Gibbs Racing because he looked a lot like him. Then, with a few laps left, he turned on his radio and said something that would stay with everyone who heard it after May 21st. His team was told to find a certain doctor at Ortho, Carolina named Bill Heisel. After the race, he said he needed a shot. His follower asked him if he wanted the doctor to come to his car or RV. Kyle said the camper. That radio broadcast was shown live on Fox Sports, and Mike Joy told millions of people about it without showing any worry. All week, Kyle had been dealing with a chest cold. Watkins Glen is a road course with changes in elevation and high G forces that make any kind of head pressure very painful. A stuffy nose and a road course make for a tough day. That was the whole story. He came in 8th. That was the best performance of his whole 1996 season. Everyone moved on. Here's what makes that moment different now. Though, it's not just any race medic that Bill Heisel is. He is the most trusted doctor in the NASCAR garage and the head of motorsports medicine at Ortho, Carolina. He has worked with Cup Series teams for more than 10 years. People who drive don't call out Bill Heisel unless they are sure who he is and what they need. Kyle knew. Also, that day was his daughter Lennox's 4th birthday. While Lennox was blowing out her candles at home, her dad was at a racetrack 2 states away, asking a doctor for help. Kyle won the race and went on to the next one. After 5 days, he told media that he was still not feeling well. But by May 10th, the timer had already begun to run out, and the stuffy nose that everyone thought was nothing serious was about to get much worse. the last win, and the words that make everything uneasy. Kyle and Busch went to Dover Motor Speedway on May 15 for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race and drove like the best Truck Series driver who ever lived, which is exactly what he did. He got the top spot. He won both stages. He was in first place for 147 of the 200 laps. He won his 6-9 career Truck Series race and beat Ty Majeski to the finish line by more than 3 seconds. This may be the record that will never be broken. Amanda Busick from Fox Sports asked him after the race why winning is always fun. Kyle then gave an answer that seems to have no connection to the world it was spoken in at all. He told me to enjoy every moment because you never know when the last one will come around. I trust him fully on that. He smiled and said it. He spoke as if he had been having a hard time in Cup for 2.5 years and was just glad to be back winning at what he loved. Someone from the press asked him how many more wins he wanted in a follow-up scrum. Kyle said it again. It's hard to say when the last one will be. 6 days before he died, Kyle Busch told the press twice that they should enjoy every moment because they never knew when it would end. I want to tell you the truth. Every driver says things like this. It's the same overused phrase as giving it 110%. Kyle didn't know anything in secret. He was just thinking about how hard it is to win these days. What's going on changes everything. Though, seeing that interview now that you know what happened 6 days later makes those words sound like they would be turned down by a scriptwriter for being too obvious. The following day, on May 16th, Kyle told media again at Dover that he was still not feeling well. In spite of getting better, he said that his cough from the week before was still pretty bad. No one got scared. The night before, he won a race. Some drivers get sick. People in cars race through it. That's the way things are. That's one reason why what happened next caught everyone by surprise another. The last birthday, the last letter, and the last Tuesday. Kyle's son Brexton turned 11 years old on Monday, May 18th. Kyle put up a slideshow of pictures on Instagram that showed Brexton's childhood on racetracks and in the winning lanes. He wrote that he and Samantha were so proud of Brexton and that the kid could do anything. Kyle's Instagram still has that post up right now. It was his very last post on any social media site. He was writing about how proud he was of his son on his birthday 3 days before he died. Take a look at what Samantha wrote that same day. She wrote that seeing Brexton grow into a driven, funny, and kind young man was the best gift she had ever received. He will always be her baby, she said, no matter how big he gets or how fast he drives. Her husband would die 3 days after that. Those words were written with happiness. They are now living in sadness. On May 19th, the next day, Kyle and Brexton drove to Durham, North Carolina, for the grand opening of an Andretti indoor karting center. Mario Andretti was there himself, sharing stories. A person at the event named Nazai Dura later told a local news station that he saw Kyle and Brexton playing arcade games together and getting closer in a way that was hard to miss. He told them he didn't want to worry them because it was not the right time. Kyle was amused. He was there. He had his son with him. Mario Andretti would later show media a video of Kyle smiling and shaking his hand at the same event the next day at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It was the biggest surprise of Andretti's life. He said that Rowdy was well known and that Kyle would always smile when people talked about him. It was Tuesday. Kyle Busch was happy at a playground with his child and shook hands with a famous race car driver.